Hey everyone, thanks for stopping by. I have some tips that I want to share with you guys. It's the beginning of the year, and if you're anything like me, you're kind of going through decluttering, organizing, getting your house ready. I know it's wintertime, so I'm not really distracted by outdoor activities. Anyways, I hate long intros, so we're just gonna jump right in to the tips and tricks that I have for decluttering and organizing. Just a little prereq to this video. I've spent probably like the last 9 months going through my house. I read both of the KonMari books, going through my house, decluttering, getting rid of stuff, and I've learned a lot. Some of these things I wish I would have known when I was starting out, so that's kind of what I wanted to make this video, is to share insight that I have through my trials and errors. So here we go. First of all, find out how to get motivated. And if you see me looking down, I'm just looking at my phone because I wrote down stuff as I was thinking of it. So find out how to get motivated. So for me, this was watching YouTube videos of other people doing declutters, reading books. Like I said earlier, the KonMari books are both really good. Watching documentaries like The Minimalist, that's a little bit more extreme, but it's really insightful to kind of learn about a different way of thinking than your own. And so I use all of that as motivation. If you can find something that motivates you and keeps you motivated, that's half the battle. 2, find out how to hold yourself accountable. For me, this is a struggle. Like, my intentions are always good. My follow through is hit or miss. So a lot of times I like to just post like on Snapchat. I'll do like before and afters, or if I start posting like that I'm starting a declutter or anything, then I feel accountable, like I really need to follow through and finish because I already said that I was starting it. So for everyone, it's going to be different. Maybe it's having a family member going through it too, and then calling them and kind of just keep up, checking in with them. Whatever you do, find out what works for you. Number 3 is don't buy any organizational bins. And this is something that I struggled with because that's half the fun for me. I love buying things, which is why I was in the problem that I'm in. So don't buy any organizational bins. Even if you think you'll need them, you will be surprised when you go through your house. Whatever you have is gonna work. You already have plenty of stuff. Really, you're going to be getting rid of so much stuff that just bringing in more bins and more organizational tools is so counterproductive. And this is something that I didn't really believe when I read the KonMari books that was going to be applicable to myself, but it's true. Don't do it. Oh, number 4, don't buy anything when you're decluttering. So decluttering takes a long time, and if you are still buying junk and bringing it into your home, you're never going to finish. So really put some strict boundaries on yourself. Don't buy extra clutter when you're trying to get rid of clutter, if that makes sense. Okay, number 5, find your reason for doing this. And maybe this is something that I should have mentioned towards the top of my list, but ask yourself why you want to declutter. And when I was doing this, I was like, well, I just want my environment to be, clean. I want it to be inviting. And I'm like, but keep asking yourself why. Why do I want a clean, inviting environment? And just built on it and built on it. And really what it came down to is I wanted to be present. Life is so busy that even if I was spending time with my family, which is something I really value, I wouldn't be fully present because I would be, oh, I need to leave in the next 30 minutes. Or I'm punishing myself by leaving early because I was supposed to do that load of laundry. And then I'm not even enjoying time with my family because I'm thinking about all the million things that I need to do. And I hated that. I resented it. I resented that big time. So for me, that was my motivation, is I wanted to be more present and I wanted my life to have more purpose. And I wanted things inside my home to have more purpose. So for me, my meaning for doing it was being present and having purpose. Number 6, everything has to have a home. And this seems pretty simple, and really it is simple. And I did not realize how much of my stuff didn't have a home, so to speak, until I started decluttering. So once you get through all of your decluttering and getting rid of stuff that you don't need, then you move on to storage, or essentially finding a home for everything. And for me, this was overwhelming. I had so much stuff that I didn't know where to put it. And an extra tip on top of that is I started a list. If I knew that I had things that needed to be put away and my mind just wasn't like, was done making decisions for the day, I would go back to my list and be like, okay, what needs a home? Let's see if I can, start fresh and find a new home for these things. And essentially how this works is once you do your declutter, you'll never have to do it again, because everything that you have in your home already sparks joy and brings you happiness. And hopefully it'll trigger your mindset to, in the future, what you're bringing into your home will continue to spark joy. And then whatever you have in your home has a home, so to speak. So when you go to technically clean, you're really just putting things away where they need to go. And there's no questions. It's completely mindless. You're just literally going through the motions because everything has a designated spot. And for me, that was monumental. Okay, number 7, take your trash or donate out every week. So hopefully you already are taking your trash out every week. So if you can just kind of adapt taking your donate stuff along with that, I think that would be a great habit to get into. Because when you're going through a declutter phase, your home is going to be more messy at first. And that's only because you just have piles of crap everywhere. And you get so used to seeing the same things. You might put all your donate stuff in a corner like, oh, I'll take that, oh, I'll take that. Well, it's been 3 months and you haven't taken it and it's still sitting there and it's completely counterproductive. So even though if you have intent of taking it out, follow through, it will make the process so much more fast. 8. Know that it's not going to happen overnight, but getting a jump start on things is really helpful. So I know that's kind of just a really broad tip, but get started and don't say, oh, I'll do it Monday or oh, I'll do it when this event's over. Just start and don't beat yourself up if it's not happening overnight, because it takes time. 9. Find something that feels good other than buying things or eating, because that's not very healthy either. And this is something that I'm still working on. So finding new hobbies that bring me joy instead of going to Marshalls and buying stuff that I think is cool, because that does bring me happiness, but then I'm cluttered my whole house and then it's, isn't long-term happiness. So make new hobbies, call an old friend, live your life, find something that makes you happy. Number 10, let go of numbers. So this is what I mean by let go of numbers. Don't look around your house and be like, okay, I need to get rid of 10 things. Because then you're focused on a number and not what you're surrounding yourself with. Also, what I mean by this is, don't say, okay, if I start my clothes declutter, I have to finish it in 2 days. Because maybe that's not realistic, and then when 2 days comes and goes and you're not finished, then you're going to beat yourself up and it's just not worth it. So find a way to not let numbers get to you. Don't be motivated by numbers. Let numbers go, because they do nothing but set you up for failure. Number 11, don't overthink purging. Sometimes it can be overwhelming and you're thinking, you're holding something. Does this spark joy? I don't know. Is it valuable? Or is it valuable to my life? I don't know. Don't overthink it. If you want to let it go and you're struggling, thank the item. And this is something that Con Murray talks about, that it sounds so stupid, like you're talking to an inanimate object. Yes, it is silly and it does feel weird, but when you thank it for its purpose and let it go, you can really move on. Number 12, create an ongoing list of stuff you need to buy. And maybe this sounds kind of counterproductive. And what I mean by this is, don't feel the need to buy things in bulk, because a lot of stuff that you buy in bulk will go bad before you use it, or it's sitting around your house and never gets used, Or maybe you have a family of 12 and buying things in bulk works for you, but for me, it doesn't. I get way too obsessed with like needing to get the best deal and then like surrounding myself with stuff, and then I feel crowded by my stuff. So instead, I have just adopted a list on my fridge, and if I'm running lower on something or I run out, then I write it on my list. And then that way when I go to the store, I only buy what's on my list, and then I always have what I need, and I don't have that fear in the back of my head of, well, if I don't buy 300 rolls of toilet paper at one time, someday I might run out, because that's not true. If you keep it on your list and you buy it right before it runs out, you'll never run out of toilet paper. And that kind of thinking has been really helpful for me. At 13, organized clutter is still clutter. If all of your million organizational bins and label guns makes you happy, that's great. But honestly, the less stuff you have, the less stuff that you'll have to quote unquote organize. Less stuff there is to manage, less stuff you have to manage, obviously. So just remember that when you're starting this journey, that less is more. That pretty much wraps up all of my tips that I have today, and I hope this was helpful for you. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask me them in the comments down below. Thanks for stopping by and hanging out with me. Until next time, love you, bye.